You know, I felt that in the Clifford books, they never really did respect him for that. Because this dog could have gone on a fucking rampage whenever he wanted. They didn't have anything to stop him.
This dog could talk, too.
Yeah. That dog was kind of treated poorly for what it was. That dog should have been king of the town. Just king of the town. No other town would need to know about it.
There are towns in the world where dogs were elected mayor.
Yeah, but see, this wouldn't be an election. It would be a dictatorship inside the United States. And they would be forced to keep it a secret because they'd be terrified of what the dog would do to them. So no one in any other town would ever know about this giant dog that took over and is like ruling with an iron paw.
They're just driving and like, oh, that's a nice statue of a big red dog.
So God, it looks at him, turns and looks at him, points, and then all the townspeople have to go gather them. They're the food.
Just a bunch of people just like slamming against their car, like, let us in. Like, oh.
Go, turn back. You don't want to come into this town.
Harry, drive! He's like, I am when.
This is like a zombie movie, like the town signs, there's like red spray paint, just turn back, like, go away. Nothing, like, there's nothing for you here. Oh, that poor dystopian Clifford town. I hated those books.
I never read them.
They're stupid. I hate kids' books are just stupid. Why couldn't I have grown up, or why couldn't I have been a kid like now, when people are like, oh, let's write children's books that like teach them kids real shit? Because all sorts of children's authors are teaching kids real shit now.
Yeah.
I didn't learn any real shit. I learned about ducks and if you're ugly when you're a kid, you grow up and you're beautiful or something like that.
Yeah.
Not me. Didn't work for me. I was a beautiful child. Now I'm a mess.
You grew downward.
Yeah. I went backwards. That's not how it's supposed to happen. The beautiful swans didn't become ugly at the end. It's just the duck also became beautiful. It's bullshit. Being a kid was hard.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I would love to be a kid again. Oh, we should start the podcast.
We should. This is where we cut.
Yeah, cut there. Start the show here. All right, everybody. I'm totally going to leave all of this in. All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Stinky Boys Show. I am Nathan. I am Fright Shark on Twitter. I was voted most blood in the tri-state area. What was it? 2010, 2012, 2013. Anyways, this is my co-host. Why don't you introduce yourself for the people?
I'm Jafe Man. First name Jafe, last name Man.
Two N's.
I'm Jafe Man on Twitter.
One N.
One N. You've made it to episode 13, so
Is this 13? I thought it was 14.
No, this is 30. We were supposed to have 13 last week.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Shit. It's way too early for me to be forgetting the number of episodes we're on.
Well, I mean, this would be 14, but last week we had to...
We did the week skip.
Yeah.
Now, everything evens out.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get into that. But anyways, keep introducing yourself.
Well, I did introduce myself.
Oh, okay. Well...
I'm 5'9". I'm handsome.
He is. He is 5'9".
Just kidding about the handsome part. I like to bench press.
He has dog ears.
Yeah.
And human ears also.
The dog ears are most of my weight, and that's what I like to bench press. Because that's how I get out of bed. It's really hard.
Do shoulder presses on your dog ears?
I'm pretty sure that they're tumors.
Oh, well. So, we'll start off with, first of all, I will apologize to...
Hairy tumors.
Ew. That's gross. Anyways, I'm going to apologize to the one person who's still listening after our intro. For we did not have an episode last week. And that is where we're going to start off, because I'm going to tell you what happened to me last Wednesday. Your hands smell weird still?
Yeah, my hands smell weird still.
Jeff bought a horse mask, and it's brand new, and it smells bad. And my hands also smell like it, because I also put the horse mask on.
We went through this, last time, I believe.
The last time we had a horse mask, yeah, it smelled really bad, and we didn't learn our lessons then either.
I thought that it would be different, especially because that's less rubbery than the last one.
Yeah, but things smell bad. That's the lesson to be learned there. But anyways,
I feel like our hands are smelling worse.
It's never gonna go away. Oh shit, we're gonna have to take a tomato bath.
I've never had to take one of those.
Me neither. But okay, so anyways, back on track. So yes, the reason that we did not record a podcast last week was because I got into a car accident on the way home to do the podcast. And I totaled my car. So that was what happened last week. I guess I'll explain what happened. It was rainy. There was a person 2 cars in front of me who slammed on their brakes. Person in front of me slammed on their brakes. I slammed on my brakes, but not in time, and I slammed right on into their car, and I got a concussion from it.
Yep.
Banged my head up real nice.
But good old Jafe Man was there.
Oh yeah, my good friend Jeff. He drove. What a guy! He drove 25 minutes.
It was a humbling experience.
Yeah, 25 minutes, half an hour to come pick me up on the side of the road.
Seeing how far that you had to drive for work.
Yep.
And you don't even get to work after driving that distance.
No, I have to get on a dirty train after that.
Yeah.
And sit in filth and listen to babies cry.
That's awful.
Nah, DC's a garbage pile.
It is.
Yep.
They don't even have a light rail. They should have a light rail going to New York.
That costs too much. They don't want to spend money on that. But anyways, yeah, so that's what happened to me last Wednesday, which really sucked because that was going to be a good episode. We'll talk about what the episode was going to be, and we'll probably try to organize that again. But
basically, we're gonna we were
gonna test.
We organized a way to have a guest on our show.
Yeah,
we were finally going. Episode 13 was going to be the episode which we would have had a special guest star.
Yeah, and the world didn't want me to have fun. It made me wreck my car and bang the old noggin there. So yeah, somehow I did over $16,000 in damage to my car with that hit. But I barely did any damage to the car I hit. There's a crack in the bumper. I don't think they've gone to get any repairs done. I'm kind of wondering if the crack was already there, honestly. Because I feel like they would have already taken it to a shop because it's not on their insurance. It would be on me.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like I did no damage, but somehow I just destroyed my own car. I mean, I guess that's preferable. I wouldn't want to hurt anyone else.
Is it because, the back parts of cars are built stronger?
Well, they were hitting their brakes, so their tail end was up. My front end was down.
Oh.
So they probably just kind of crushed me a little bit, and then I went forward some. It wasn't a hard hit. It was hard enough to jar me, and the airbags didn't deploy, so I hit my head.
I guess cars are built with more crumple zones now.
Oh, crumple my dick.
No.
Stupid car. See, and that's the thing. My airbags didn't deploy. I totaled my car and my airbags didn't go off. None of them. It's a big deal. Toyota, watch out, buddy. I might be coming for you. Maybe.
I hope you do. Oh, my dad told me to tell you, he wanted to know if you were okay. He told me to say, I hope you're okay.
Uh-huh.
Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
Okay.
And I hope everything works out for you, and you should sue Toyota. Those are the four things. The four
things that I've always wanted to hear from your dad. Are you okay? I hope everything turns out well. It's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
What am I doing for Thanksgiving? And sue Toyota. Well, I can tell you I like all 4 of those things.
Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving?
I'm probably going to do what I did last year.
Ham tentacle beast?
I'm going to shove a bunch of ham in my mouth and a biscuit. Or whatever it was I put in there.
It was a bunch of... I think it was just a bunch of ham
Didn't I put it in a roll and I ate it with a fork.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Ham tentacle beast.
It was like ham Thulu up in there.
I was drunk.
I forgot you. That was right after you came from like your sister's thing.
I felt so bad because it didn't hit me. Like, I drank right before I left my sister's house, or my sister's in-laws, and I didn't feel it, like, because it was literally, I was on my way out, and someone was like, oh, you want a drink? I was like, yeah, sure, and I took like 2-3 shots maybe, and just, like, it's only a 5-minute drive from there to your house, and so, like, I remember I was sitting in the driveway in my car, or no, I was parked in the yard, or out by the street, and I was like, making sure like I didn't look like garbage because I wore that sweater. That's basically a sweater and jeans is what I was wearing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to look like trash because my sister's in-laws are significantly more trashy than most people in the area.
Oh.
But so I put the sweater on. Like I had it with me specifically for that. And like I was putting it on and I felt it. And I was like, I'm really glad this happened right now and not like a minute ago when I was driving. It was really irresponsible of me, but I didn't want to be there anymore. The football games were over.
Yeah.
And Dallas lost, so why did I care? So I came over, and then I immediately, like, was just drunk the whole time I was there. And I was being mean to your sister. I remember that. I was making her give me drinks. Regular drinks. And then I put a bunch of ham on a roll, and I tried to eat it with a fork, and it was a big mistake.
Yep.
It was good, though.
I took a vine of that. That was a vine.
That was an early vine.
Wow, yeah.
Good stuff, though. I'm definitely coming over for Thanksgiving again. It's going to be a good time.
That'd be good.
Oh, man.
Thanksgiving ended weird because we watched anime.
Well, remember, we
played Angry Birds.
We played Angry Birds. I was still drunk for that. That was pretty fun. And then we watched anime, and then I made you watch Friday Night Lights. The first episode of Friday Night Lights, which was just a total bummer. Like, what whiplash. Like, that was ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that. The first episode of Friday Night Lights is such a depressing episode.
Yeah.
But we did it. Yeah, I went back and forth that day. It was an emotional roller coaster of a Thanksgiving.
Oh no, it was a fun Thanksgiving.
That's my new favorite tradition. I go eat free lunch at my sister's house. And I watch football games. And then I go to my best friend's house and I eat dinner. And I have all sorts of antics. And your family loves me, so that's great.
Yeah.
Even your extended family that I don't really know that well. They seem to remember me when I come over. I must make a splash. I have good presents. That's why everyone loves me on Christmas. What are we
you made a pun. That was a pun you made. That was a pun. You have good presents. And
yeah.
That was a play on words with like presents like gifts.
You got it.
That was good. This podcast is over.
Well, see ya.
The door's locked.
I locked the door so you can't leave. I planned this whole situation.
Life is hard.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, I totaled my car. That's what we were talking about. So yeah, the insurance company does want me to maybe sue Toyota. Cause what the fuck, guys? Wasn't this like that was like Toyota's whole thing a couple years ago? Was people were like dying because of their unsafe shit in their cars.
Yeah.
And
weren't they the ones with like they had their cars had sudden acceleration problems?
The Priuses had a problem where the accelerator would get stuck and you couldn't like get it unstuck. And I think like some of their trucks had that too. But then like, come on, I totaled my car, and none of the airbags deployed.
And you sustained like
I had
damage.
A head injury. God damn it, that's got to be worth at least $5 million.
No. Maybe.
It's got to be worth at least $7.5 million.
Actually, it might. You withstood, you know. Actually, you could have died from that.
I could still die. I've had like 5 concussions at this point.
Yeah, it builds up.
I'm gonna die early. I'm gonna die early in my life.
Your brain's just gonna hemorrhage, and then you're gonna
too many concussions. At least they're not like. I'm not getting like football player concussions where it's like once every other month. So they've been like spread years. My last concussion was 5 years ago. I'm good. My brain's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a general feeling of like sadness in me, but I think that's from other things. I think I'm good. I do worry sometimes.
It might not be other things.
It might directly be the head injuries I've had.
Your depression might directly be linked to the head injuries that you've sustained over the years.
Maybe that's why I think about death so much.
Because in the back of your head, you know it's only
my brain is setting off an alarm. It's like, you're gonna die early. If not from the other things that could kill you early, from the brain injuries. Hey, it's fine. I have a big brain. That might be from the swelling, from all the brain injuries I've had.
Yeah.
My brain might be inflamed. And I know I have enough blood to go to an inflamed brain. I have a lot of it.
How different do you think the situation would have been if, when you hit your head against the steering wheel, that's also, like, unrelated, but that's also when one of your nosebleeds just happened to have started?
Oh, and it just, like, sprayed out? That would have looked like I died. I could have played that up.
You could have.
Damn it. It still would have been my fault. I was at fault for the accident because I hit them in the rear. So they would have been like, you have to pay your hospital bills. I'd have been like, but I already had to do that. I was going to have to do that no matter what. Damn it.
But that's because my... He's like, but I sustained these injuries because my airbag didn't deploy.
God, that would have been perfect. Why couldn't I have, like, broken a finger or something? Something that I could have put in a cast and then taken them to court. I would have put a neck brace on, too. And a finger, splint.
Uh-huh.
I just want free money. Why is that so hard? I gotta figure something out. I gotta sue someone.
No, I really do think that you should sue Toyota, though, because you actually did, like, legitimately sustained a head injury from an accident.
They have to report it to some place, and then that place has to investigate if it's been reported, like, similar things have been reported with the same model year of the car. Then it could be a big deal.
Did you start, like, doing that? Like, going for that? Or
I don't know. The insurance agent
insurance
does that.
do that.
Yeah, my insurance agent lady's doing that.
Oh,
also, she's very straightforward. She's very mean, too. Not to me, but I can tell. She's a mean person. She has a lot of hate in her heart. And she probably uses that when it comes to, like, insurance claims. Like, she probably gets way more than she deserves out of, like, insurance claims. She just seems like she probably make someone cry. She's probably made a judge cry before.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's just what I think.
Old Judge Crybaby.
Yeah. But, so that's my trouble. I gotta buy a car. Probably buying one on Friday.
On Halloween. That's spooky.
Yeah, it's a spooky car. I hope it's not haunted. Well, I'll take a haunted car, but only if, like, it's, like, super cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy
what kind of haunted, though? Like, I wouldn't take a car where I'd be driving and, like... The most haunted I'll go is that it makes spooky noises. Like, when the radio will turn on, and there will be spooky noises coming out of it. Like, ooh,
what if the sound...
Or, you're gonna die.
What if the sound... Like I wouldn't want that. Nope,
like,
I wouldn't want that.
I'd be fine with that. Like, that's where I would draw the line, is the thing. I wouldn't be fine with it. I'm saying that that's where I would draw the line, because I would not be fine if I was driving, I looked in my rearview mirror, and suddenly there was a ghost sitting in my backseat looking at me.
Okay, what if every time you turn the car on, the sound of the engine turning over was like a scream?
I'd be fine with that.
For as long as it took for the engine to turn over.
Is this a new car?
Yeah. So, like, it's just like a shriek, like a really quick one. But as time goes on, it gets longer and longer. You know, the engine will take a little longer. In cold weather, the engine will take a little longer to turn over. So imagine it's like early morning, you're freezing cold, you sit down in your car.
Does the scream come out of the engine or does it come out of the cabin?
It just generally is in your ears. You don't know where it comes from.
Oh, because if it sounded like it was coming from my engine, I'd go for it. They'd be like, what? They'd be like, what's that noise?
Oh, it's the belt.
It's like, it's my Halloween car.
It's my spook car.
Yeah.
I bought it on Halloween. I think like a lady died selling it. I don't.
He's like, my explanation would be like, you know those like cereal boxes that you get, like Count Chocula or whatever. You'd open the box and then it would scream. Basically that, but all the time.
I don't know what to do with my life. No, I wouldn't have that I'd trade that in. I keep it for a year.
There's like, are there any problems with your car? I'm like, well, it screams when I turn on. They're like, oh, well, I mean, that's normal. I mean, like, you need to change. No, I mean, no, it's not the belt, like, screeching. Like, it's not. No, it's literally screaming. Like, someone was just, like the final death throw, blood curdling scream of someone being murdered.
What like imagine if you had like our friend who we call Shiloh. If he had his car, because we were in his car the other day. It takes a really long time for his engine to start up. The whole time you're just listening to a scream. Yeah.
No.
He'd be driving us around a lot less, probably.
Yeah. I actually would not want to hang around him. I'd be like, I'll come by your house and pick you up.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I'd hear it because I keep my window open. The driveway's right there. Like, when he because when he leaves, if he comes over and hangs out, he'll leave at like on a weekend, he'll leave like 2-3 in the morning. Like, if he doesn't stay here, but he lives a minute away, so he normally just goes home. But yeah, like, he'll leave, and then I'll like turn my music and stuff off, and he'll probably be turning his car on right as I'm coming back upstairs. So like all my lights are off, and I just hear the scream coming through my window. And of course, when it's gonna be cold soon, then it's gonna take longer for his car to start. It's like 10 straight seconds. I'd wake everyone up in the neighborhood probably.
I think that's what would make me turn in my car eventually. Like, cause that would stress out like more than me. It would stress out my friends and family. They wouldn't want to see me. Like, I know that it would be just like an anchor on my social life.
What if it was just you that was haunted? You're the only one that hears it.
That would be annoying.
But like, would it tear at your brain? Like, would you start to like fall apart?
No. I like, cause I'd be able to deal with it if it was just me. But I mean, the fact that at first it would wear at me a little bit because I'd be like, does anybody else hear the screaming that happens when I turn on my car? And they'd be like, no. And like that would bother me for like 5 days. It'd be like, oh, so it's just me. Then I'd be like, okay. I was worried that you guys would not want to be my friend anymore because I thought you guys would get mad at me coming over and then you hear my car screaming. Like, well, I don't want to be your friend anymore because of you're crazy. But
right, would you like go like have to talk to somebody about that and be like, am I okay?
Yeah, it's like it's just my car. When I turn it on, it screams, and like
no one else hears it. I've had
other people turn on my car and they don't hear the screaming, but I do. But I think that's because my name is on like
it's
the
on
registration.
It's registered to me. The ghost is also registered to me.
It's like, so I think that's why.
Hey, you can sell me something haunted on 2 conditions. 1, the haunting thing doesn't try to kill me. And 2, you discount that sucker. I'm not going to buy a car at MSRP if it's got a ghost in it.
Oh, absolutely not.
You got to cut, I'm talking 40 to 50% off of this car.
Maybe more.
That's before rebates. I still want the dealer rebates and like manufacturer rebates and stuff. Absolutely not. And I do want to finance it. I'm not going to pay for it outright. I'll make payments on a ghost car. I don't care. If I'm financing like 10 grand, that's like $200 a month or something like that.
Less.
I can handle that. I can handle that for sure. I got great credit. I'd probably get a sweet rate, get like 3% APR on that thing.
Get a haunted Mustang.
Oh man. That I would want a badass haunted Mustang though, one that like shoots out smoke and stuff.
I imagine that like if it was a haunted Mustang, the minute you turn it on, like bones just come out of it. It kind of like Ghost Riders up, sort of.
Okay.
So like cool. You see bones come out and like hands like come out of the wheel, like the sides, and like they grab the wheels, like snow sires, but they're bones.
Okay. Oh, that's creepy though.
I know.
That would be pretty badass. What other haunted things would you be okay with having?
Honestly, I think haunted transportation would be the only thing. I couldn't do a haunted computer because then it would just bring up disturbing images.
Jump scare stuff.
Yeah. Not cool with that.
It would be like that maze game.
Fuck that game.
Did you ever get tricked with that? Did you see videos before it was too late?
Yeah, I saw videos of people playing it. I saw my cousin play it.
Okay.
I saw a video, and I remember I saw a video of a guy who was doing that, and the face appeared, and he punched through his monitor.
Yeah. Oh, God. I just remembered something really old. Do you remember we were in our friend Hannibal's basement? I think it was New Year's
fuck you,
Eve.
dude.
It was
Fuck
Year's
you.
Eve.
Fuck you.
And,
don't bring that shit up.
What was it, like optical illusions? Is that what it was?
Oh my, I hate you, dude. Yeah.
Well, look, the only reason that I did that to you was because it got me.
I hate
and
you.
I needed to share that. There was a site that was just a bunch of optical illusions, and it went on. It was a really long con. It was probably a good 15 minutes worth of like optical illusions to look at, and like like little picture puzzles and stuff like that you had to solve.
Yeah.
And it went on for a long time, and then it was a picture, 2 pictures of a bedroom, and it was like, look at this picture for long enough and like it'll change or something like that. And then it was just like a jump scare. And I found, no one tricked me with it. I found that on my own. Like I found that on accident, and everyone got to watch me get the shit scared out of me, and everyone thought it was hilarious. So I was like, I need to share this with somebody. And I just you happened to be you were the only one who wasn't there yet.
I got so scared when I saw that. I was in Hannibal's, like, his house that I'd never been in, his creepy ass house in the basement. At night, it was like
middle of the woods.
It was like 2 in the in the middle of the woods, 2 in the morning. And I remember going into the bathroom, freaking out, not trusting anything like around me.
Oh,
I went in his bathroom, closed the door. I almost locked it, but then I was like, what if I get trapped in here? And like basically seeing that image so suddenly made all the fear synapses fire. So like I was imagining every horrible thing. I was afraid to look at myself in the mirror.
Oh God.
And like I turned the water on and I sat there and I splashed my face because I was like, I need to fucking stop freaking out. I think that was like my first panic attack ever, actually.
Oh man, and I'm responsible for it.
I threw up.
Oh God. Oh man, I didn't know about that. I just thought it was a funny scare because
I walked out there and I remember I was pissed at you.
I was concerned. Like I felt bad about it.
Like everyone was laughing at me, and then but I don't think but nobody else knew that I like went in the bathroom and like had myself a fucking fear sob and then threw up because of it.
I didn't know that. I never knew that part of it. I knew that you were mad, and
I'm pretty sure that I buried that memory.
And I felt bad about it. And I'm pretty sure I apologized for it.
I am 100% sure I repressed that memory, and then you just brought that back up on Stinky Boy Show.
Oh, it's out there in the public. That's what they do. The viewers, the listeners are learning more and more about like our psychoses and things like that.
Oh my God.
It's fun stuff. I've never had that like sort of reaction. I've had like pure fear reaction where I just run. Like I've had the flight reaction to things. I don't know if I've ever had like a breakdown over it. Not to make you sound like you're like a pussy about it, but like I've never been so startled by something. And I think, I don't know, that was during a time where I watched a lot of stuff that had jump scares in it because I was trying to desensitize myself to it. But you never expect a jump scare.
No. As
an adult, here, we played the Slender game when it was still fairly new.
That game got us.
You were playing it, weren't you? Yeah. I remember the original plan. And up until the very moment where I got scared, the original plan was for all 3 of us to play it.
Yeah.
And then you played it, and we got the first jump scare. And we were all done, and we didn't. I think Mike uninstalled the game from his computer.
Yeah, we were all sitting.
Because you tried to pause it. You tried to.
Oh my God, I remember that. Oh, I was hitting escape.
Yeah, you were trying to get out of the game.
Because escape was to let you get out of it, and then, like, it would disable the. Like, I remember starting it up. I was like,
it forces you to turn, and like, yeah, it doesn't let you touch anything. Yeah, because I remember you wanted to pause because you were like, we were all getting freaked out. And you were gonna turn the game off, and then it happened to be right then that it happened. So you were like hitting the button, and like you moved your hands off the controller or the keyboard. You're like, I'm not doing that, and then it turned us around, and there he was. Oh man, that was scary. And yeah, the plan was we were gonna take turns, and then the first one happened, and we were done. We were not playing that game anymore. And see, that's a full-grown adult, and I'm still not used to jump scares because you're never expecting them.
No, jump scares are bad.
And like even with that game, I had watched that game get played a dozen times. So it's like I knew that that's what happens when like you lose. But still, you don't know when it's going to happen because there's no sound or anything. You just get turned around all of a sudden.
Yeah.
That game didn't even look good. Like it didn't look scary. It was just a scary
it
concept.
It was just pure atmosphere. That's what that game was. And then they remade it, and then now it's like a full graphical thing, and I'm afraid to play that game.
Yeah, I don't know, because like they wanted it to be more than just like you find notes, and so they start off and you're like, wandering around, and then he shows up, but you have to kind of get away from him and like leave the area, and then it immediately takes you back into that game, the original game, because the second part is you're finding notes.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not a different game. It's just a better looking, longer version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that actually is the reason that most people when they went into playing Gone Home, and they didn't know anything about it, most people would assume like it's a scary game because they kind of made it like a creepy atmosphere because they made it like voyeuristic, like the character belongs in the game, like in the house, but you don't feel like you belong in the house, and so that kind of makes you uneasy. But it was because of that I felt I felt more creeped out by it, because that's like the first level of the new version of the Slender game is you're like walking around an empty house where like things are turned over and like doors are kind of half open and stuff like that, and you're looking around like turning things on and picking up notes and stuff like that to figure out what happened. So it's the same formula. So I started Gone Home thinking of that game because it's the only thing I could compare it to, and I was like, when am I going to get scared first? I only think I got scared one time in that game, and that was when you're in that little like walkway, the little back walkway where the lights turn off. That scared the shit out of me. I hate that part.
Like, even though they explained it to you, like, in, like, the little notes, it was like, hey, there's an electrical problem with the lights.
Yeah, and then as soon as you pick the crucifix up, the lights burn out. Still scares me. I've played that game 4 times. It scares me every time. I've played it 5 times. I played it once to show you.
Yeah, I've played through it, like, twice by myself.
It's a fun game. It's a good game.
It is a fun game.
But anyways,
that general room is just really creepy.
Yeah, because like the scrawlings of a madman. And then there was another part where I thought something creepy was going to happen, where you're like down in the basement.
Yeah.
And you walk back and you find like the safe and more stuff that he wrote like on the walls and stuff. That's creepy. Don't write on walls. It's scary.
Yeah.
You write anything on a wall and then turn the lights off and it becomes scary. I don't know why. But yeah. I'm trying to think of other haunted things. I've had, there's a couch in this house, downstairs. Before I lived here, I would sleep on that couch a lot.
Called it Magic Couch.
It was Magic Couch. I don't know if I've told this on the show.
No, you didn't.
Basically, I would come over here a lot, and we were still pretty young. Well, not young. We were like late teens, earlier 20s. And so we'd stay up late as fuck. Like 4 in the morning, I'd go to sleep on this couch.
When did you move back here? You were 18 when you moved back.
Yeah, 18 I moved back, so yeah. But I would sleep on that couch, and then I'd wake up like 4 hours later, but I'd feel like I just slept for like 10 hours. Like I feel really refreshed, but then immediately I'd be like, great, I just slept half the day. And then I'd find out that it was like 8 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So I'd barely slept at all, but I felt really refreshed, and I called it Magic Couch to like you, some of our other friends. But I never called it that in front of Mike until like 2 years ago. And I said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's Magic Couch. I sleep really well on that couch. And just so nonchalantly, he's just like, my uncle died on that couch. It's like, okay, so it's not it's haunted. It's not a magic couch at all. It's a haunted couch.
The reason you sleep so well
the ghost
is because
is spooning me.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
being
spooning
spooned
you,
by a ghost.
and he's siphoning like your life force out of you.
Nope. I haven't slept on that couch since. I don't have to anymore. I live here.
Yeah.
But still, I don't like that. I don't like the idea of sleeping on a couch that someone died on. But at the same time, I kind of want to keep that couch. Maybe the other one.
I don't think the Magic Couch would fit in that room.
It wouldn't, but I just want it still. I just want to keep it. They can put it in the other one when they get new furniture. I'll sleep on Magic Couch. I don't care. It'll always be Magic Couch to me. Unless it's Halloween, then it's Haunted Couch.
Yeah.
Ugh. So that's my spooky week. Crashed my car. Thought about haunted couch.
You know, I've always wanted to go to like a haunted house thing. I've never been to one.
I haven't been to a haunted house since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I guess this is just a Halloween episode now. I was just talking about haunted things and ghosts and stuff. Yeah, I haven't been to a haunted house since I was a kid. The thing about haunted houses now is that, like, if you're an adult going to a haunted house, like, no one caters to that. The only way you can get, like, a haunted house as an adult is, like, the actual, like, terrifying, borderline torture haunted houses.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one in, like, California? Where you have to, like, sign a waiver before you go in, and, like,
They take pictures of you.
Yeah, they take pictures of you, and you have to sign a release form that states you're not allowed to leave until you're done with the haunted house. Yeah. And then they like tie you up and like beat you up and shit, and like spit stuff into your mouth and all this stuff. It's too much. I don't know. Like,
I was thinking about the haunted, like one of those haunted houses like full of like ghosts and stuff. Like, it's all automated. You walk through it, like you go exploring the house, but like everyone ends up going down like this one path, and that's when like the biggest scare, quote unquote, happens. And it's always like, it always happens like the person's right, and when it happens, like they take the flash camera comes out, takes a picture of your reaction, and then it posts to the internet.
Is that a real thing?
That is a real thing. And I forget what the website is, but you can just like see all the different people's reactions. I think like post to like a Tumblr or something like that.
Oh.
And it's actually really funny. Because you get to see like all these people's different reactions.
Mid fear, you have like no control over any muscle in your body.
But there were some real people like stoic stone face like I've seen shit. Like dudes like tensing up like ugh!
They're going into fight reaction and not flight reaction.
Girls screaming, ah! Guys screaming, ah!
Yeah, I've never been to a real haunted house. Like in Ocean City,
I don't think there's any around this area.
There's some in this area.
Really?
Yeah, you have to look around for them. But like, there's this place in Ocean City that I went once. It was like a little haunted attraction thing, but it didn't make sense because the way like they like corralled you like in a single file line through this thing. So you would see the scary thing happen to the person in front of you. Like, it was still scary when it happened, because the whole time you're, like, bracing yourself, like, it won't be scary. And then it happens, and it's still scary. But the worst thing about that one is that they walk you through this room where it's, like, a walkway with handrails on either side. And it's, like, one of those spinny rooms where, like, it's, like, really colorful neon, and it's just all spinning in different directions. And, like, I started getting motion sickness walking through the room, and I was like, this is how they get you. They put you, like, on the verge of throwing up, and then they walk you into a room, and someone jumps out and spooks you. So you're already disoriented, and you just, like, flail around until you're not scared anymore. I almost threw up just walking through that room, because, like, it's like a bunch of panels, and they're all spinning different directions, and they all have different, like, neon paint patterns on them and stuff like that. It was like I was in an acid nightmare.
I'm thinking, there's this one place in DC. I think it's like next to like I think it's in DC. It's next to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a mirror maze.
I don't like mirror mazes.
I want to go through that. We should go through that.
Mirror things I don't know, they make me uncomfortable.
That's exactly, they make me uncomfortable, but I want to go through that before I die.
What if you die in the maze?
Then I probably got killed by a doppelganger. And that's what happens when you see a doppelganger. When you see your doppelganger, it is like a well-known myth that when you see your doppelganger, like, you die shortly after.
Because it kills you.
Yeah, I think
to take over your life.
That might be actually why. Or you just die in an accident.
Scary. That's all I gotta say about that. Scary. But there's a couple haunted houses in this area. We'll have to ask our friend that we call Shiloh.
Is he hip to that stuff?
He knows of one place, and I know because he's invited me to go with him to it. I just can never remember the name. It's in the beach. There's like a haunted like whole area, like an estate that's apparently like they do a haunted house there. But I don't know anything about it. But there was this haunted house where I was when I was a kid, and like it was sort of I got bored of it as a child, like where I shouldn't get bored of things as a child. Not in the way I get bored of things as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
But I got like real adult bored of it in like 2 years, because it was this typical cheesy haunted house stuff where like, you know, they maybe blindfold you and you walk through a room and like people like grab your arms and stuff like that, and then like you reach your hands into like bowls of wet gummy worms and stuff like that, and like, this is brains, and you're like, ew, no. But like and they do, you know, all of the typical haunted house stuff, and then on your way out, and it's also now it's one of the cheesiest things. On your way out, like they make sure to put you in groups, and you're staggered a few minutes behind, and so there's a separate trail out of the haunted house than there is in, like, on opposite ends of the house. And so, like, you're walking down this path, like a really pretty long driveway, and then a guy with, like, a chainless chainsaw revs it up and starts running after you. And so, like, you get scared and run away because there's a guy with a chainsaw running at you. And, like, I did that one year. I think I was, like, 7 or 8. I did that, and it was scary. Like, it was fun. And then, like, I was at one of my friend's houses, and his dad was doing the chainsaw thing to people when they would come trick-or-treat. And then the next year, they were like, let's go to the haunted house again. And, like, we were going up into it, and I was thinking about all the stuff we did. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. And my dad was like, why, are you scared? I was like, no. I was like, it's not fun. I was like, we already did this. I remember this. And so we went through it, and, like, I was just being a dick about it. Like an 8-year-old dick. Like, they were, like, touching my, like, they were doing a thing where, like, grabbing your arm and stuff. I was like, this isn't scary. Like, I was just walking that, like, so disinterested. And, like, I wasn't, like, taking the time to put my hands into the bowls. I would just, like, do that, like, reach my hand in and then reach out and walk to the next one. Just kind of flail my hand in and keep going. And then, like, we were walking down the driveway when we got out. And I was like, where's the chainsaw guy? Like, I was, like, two of my older sister and my mom were the two with me. And like, I was just like, where do you think the chainsaw guy pops out of when he starts running towards you? And, like, we got, like, a little bit down. I kept turning around because I wanted to see where he came out of. And, like, he was, like, up, like, halfway up the path. He came out. I was like, oh, there he is. Like, just totally unfazed by it because it was so boring because I had already done all this stuff. Like, I wanted to do something new. And I did know as a kid that basically from that point on, you go to weird torture haunted houses where they kidnap you and hold you for 7 hours. I don't want that.
I don't either. I would be scared, though, of the guy chasing me with a chainsaw, though, now, as an adult.
Yeah, but that's the thing that, like, I'll still make sure I keep my distance because it could be a real chainsaw. You never know.
Yeah. Like, I will act unfazed by it. Like, oh, there's a guy with a chainless chainsaw. Like, I will know.
A guy with a chainsaw. Hey, we should run away. Like, that would be funny, huh? It'd be funny if we ran away like we were really scared that this guy's going to kill us. Let's do, just for irony's sake, let's run away. Let's run away right now. Let's go. It'll be funny. Go, run away. Ah!
It's irony. It's irony. I'm practicing.
Fine, you stay here. I'll be hilarious.
You guys can make fun of me later.
But I'm scared as an adult. Just scared for my life.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy
Generally,
to kill
as, like,
me.
a child, like, you don't have that sense of, like, self-preservation.
Because you don't know what death is.
Yeah, and then, like, as an adult, like, growing up, people around you have experienced death, or you experience death.
You know what it is?
And you're just like, I don't want to die.
I know what it is. This is the antithesis to what everyone says. It's video games. Violent video games showed me what happens when a guy cuts your head off with a chainsaw. I don't want that to happen to me.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't want my head cut off. Thank you, Resident Evil 4. I don't want to get, like, stabbed in the stomach with a machete. I don't want to get shot. I don't even want to get a bad flu, honestly.
I don't want what happened to me several times
in the
during
Evil
the Evil Within to happen to me in real life.
In the stomach.
Chainsaw on the back. I'm running away, and he gets my calf, and it's like, I know that that's bad. And then, let's see.
He picks you up with the chainsaw?
Yeah, he picks me up with the chainsaw. He chainsaws, like, my top half off, like, chainsaws me in half, chainsaws my head off,
goes down,
shoves the chainsaw into my head. Like, I don't want any of that to happen.
Yeah.
See, if I see a guy run at me with a chainsaw, all that shit's just gonna, like, start flooding toward me, and I'm gonna be like, oh, and then I'm gonna throw a bottle at him.
I'm saying, you can't hide in a locker, because he just cuts down the locker.
Yeah.
And he cuts into your head when he's doing it. But yeah, it's video games. Video games have made me a more cautious person. Because no, I don't want to get my head cut off. I don't want to jump off of something and die. I don't want to get hit by a car. I don't want to get shot. I also don't want to do any of those things to other people. Because I'm just... It doesn't look like a good thing to do or fun or great at all. Like,
no.
On either end. I don't want to be the giving or receiving end.
I don't want to be the victim. I don't want to be the perpetrator. I don't want I don't want anything.
No, and honestly, that just goes right back to my old point. Don't cut people's heads off.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Don't cut it off with a chainsaw. I feel like that would take a long time, too.
No, I don't think it would.
Well, it depends.
Chainsaws were invented to cut through trees faster. They could probably cut through bone.
What if it's an old chainsaw on a farm?
Then absolutely that would take a while. Especially if it was like a rusty chainsaw. If you survive that, you're going to get tetanus. Sure as hell.
Don't cut people's heads off.
In general, yeah.
I always arrive back to this point somehow, but just don't do that. Why are you cutting people's heads off? Still, why are you cutting them off with machetes? Why are you taking the time to cut someone's head off with a chainsaw? Chainsaws are heavy. If you're doing a standing...
It's probably harder to cut someone's head off with a machete, too. Why are you taking the time and energy?
You know what I don't... yeah, because it's not... People think it's a clean cut. No, you gotta hack. I don't care.
That's what machetes are used for.
I don't care if you have
for hacking.
Even a sword, you're gonna have to hack. You're trying to cut through someone's neck bone. Like, no, you're gonna have to cut a couple times.
You're going through their skin, their muscle, like a whole bunch of veins.
I don't care how many tomatoes you can cut through. Tomatoes don't have necks.
Yeah, they don't have bones in them.
Or tracheas, or any of the meat inside. But anyways, what was I saying?
Don't cut people's heads off.
You know, also, if you're gonna cut someone's head off with a chainsaw, don't do it while they're standing up. It's gonna be a very messy cut. Because once they're dead, their body's gonna go limp, and they're not standing anymore. You're holding their weight up and the weight of the chainsaw up. You can't make a cut while you're doing that.
No.
It's gonna be a mess either way.
That's why they're always jacked.
Yeah, the chainsaw guy in a video game is always like a huge monster.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
That's
why you were able to stab that guy in the back like 4 times and nothing ever happened. You were hitting his spinal column though.
Yeah, he should have been paralyzed.
Should have just cut his arms. Like his arms wouldn't work anymore. They just fall dead, and then he starts he learns another language.
I don't.
I don't know if that's connected.
I don't know if the where I was stabbing him in the game was like the top of his neck right before
It should be where the nerve bundle is.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill his nervous system with that. That's what I'm saying. You should have I don't care how strong you are. That's gonna fuck you up. That was a pretty decent knife too. It's not like his muscle was gonna stop that from his traps were gonna stop that from getting to his spine. No, that was a good 4 inches probably.
Yeah. One thing I don't understand about that game, I know Shinji Mikami made that game, and he also made Resident Evil 4. He did Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
You think that game would, as a love letter to Resident Evil 4, of which it shares many of the same mechanics,
mm-hmm.
You'd think that I would take, instead of having sprint, I would take left bumper for that control scheme, being stand still and hold the knife out.
Hold the knife out, yeah. I would also hitting down an A. It makes you do a 180, so you can check behind you real quick. That would help out. But I mean, it's you can turn now, so it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But still, yeah, that guy only holds the knife when it's important in a cutscene. Maybe he doesn't have it anymore. We haven't used it.
No, he does. We use it when we do the stealth kills.
Oh yeah, what the fuck, guy?
He just has the knife.
You're gonna punch these guys instead. The guys with barbed wire surrounding their bodies and stuff.
He's like, oh, I'm bleeding. I'm hurt a lot. It was like, well, you're punching a dude with barbed wire for face, so...
Barbed wire for face. That's a good band name.
No, it's not.
Well, you can think it's not. I'm gonna use that for a band name, and you can't have it. Because you wouldn't appreciate it anyway.
It's gonna be your drum horse beat maker name.
Drum horse. Oh man, what a guy. Yeah. Barbed wire for face.
Barbed wire beats.
Ooh, that's probably already taken. In the world of beat producing, that's probably already taken. Also, probably DJ Stank Dick is probably already taken.
I don't think that.
That's my backup name if barbed wire
barbed wire for face beats.
Barbed wire beats is taken, then Stank Dick is number 2, and DJ Stank Dick.
I think DJ Stank Dick is not taken. I am.
You'd be surprised.
300% confident that it's not.
I don't know. I feel like Stank Dick might be a name that's taken.
Dude, we didn't know what barbecue sauce was before this podcast, so...
I also don't know what a podcast is.
Shut up, don't make fun of my speech impediment.
Okay, well, we didn't know what it was made of. That's your homework assignment this week, listeners. Figure out if there's a DJ named DJ Stank Dick. I'm gonna check Twitter immediately after.
If you're DJ Stank Dick, I have nothing to say to you.
That's not good. Jeff's very disappointed in you, Stank Dick.
Yeah.
DJ Stanky.
DJ Stanky.
Little Stanky. I'm sure that's taken. Little Stanky.
Little Stanky.
That's gotta be taken.
That's gross. I hope it's taken.
I'm gonna be doing a lot of Googling tonight when I'm in bed. I have a busy night ahead of me.
Of Googling.
Alright, so I think that'll about do it.
That's a good tie up to the episode.
Yeah. Also, I'm really glad we had that skipped week, so now we're even. However many episodes over that many weeks also. Is it 13? Are we on 13?
We are on 13.
I feel like we're not.
We were supposed to record 13 last week.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I told someone that we were supposed to. You know what? You keep questioning me.
I just don't know.
And
I'm uncertain. If it's 13, how fitting that it was the episode before Halloween, and we talked about a bunch of spooky things and haunted cars. Would you want your dick to be haunted?
No, absolutely not.
What if your dick is
How would it get haunted?
Well, what if your dick is already haunted and that's why you sometimes get like boners that you don't understand how you got them?
I absolutely never have that problem. Yeah.
Don't fucking lie to me. Hold on.
This is episode
Don't
13.
fucking lie to me and tell me you've never had an unexplained boner.
I mean,
you don't just get boners sometimes and you're like, why did that happen? Go away.
I get boners and then I know why they happened.
No, you get you absolutely get boners that you're not sure why. Not like you got a boner for something weird. It's just like your body's like, I don't know what to do right now. Here, have
like
a boner.
I'm sitting down and like the blood pools in my groin and then I just have a boner suddenly.
That happens, yeah.
Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, but like what happens to me is I'll feel it happening, not all the way, and I'll be like, why is this happening? And then I'm like so focused on it not happening that it just I'm scared and it happens. I get a fear boner. Because I started getting a boner and I didn't know why.
Old fear boner.
And I'm at work, and then I have to just sit there for a little while. Because I don't know why they happen. It's I think my dick is haunted.
I absolutely... Well, I mean, when you said, like, haunted dick, I was imagining I would be, like, unzip my pants, my willy would flop out, and then I'd see a face on my dick. And, like, looking right at me, and it's screaming. And I'd be like, nope, I gotta cut that off.
We mean another face. Like, aside from the face that you already have on your dick.
See a doctor.
So we're
also
saying...
an exorcist.
We're saying not everyone has a little face on their dick that...
A sexorcist.
That teaches them vocabulary words.
You suffer some real trauma, dude. I really think that you do.
Why?
I'm not gonna look at your dick.
I don't want you to look at my dick.
This episode's over. Go. Have a good night, everybody.
No, hold on now. We got to do our outros. We got to thank the people for listening.
Yes. Thank you for
Follow
listening.
us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter.
I'm Fright Shark. He's Jafe Man. Follow at Stinky Boy Show. I haven't tweeted from it in a week because I've been dealing with my car. Have you tweeted from it?
No, I haven't tweeted from it since then.
Well, there you have it. Follow that account.
Yeah.
And it won't clutter up your Twitter feed.
I do actually tweet from it frequently when we're
doing things that we need to talk about. Yeah, that makes sense.
I like to make jokes from that account because I like to think that it synthesizes our brand quite well.
Yeah. Go, look at our other things that we're doing on YouTube right now. We're doing Spooky Boy Show. We're playing The Evil Within. I'd like to play other games, spooky and not.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to figure out. If you have some suggestions for games, spooky or otherwise, that you want us to play.
For now, only on PC.
Yeah, only on PC because capture cards are dumb. I guess I could stream and download the stream and then edit that.
Yeah, I guess.
But then we'd have to rely. We'd have to really sync our shit up then because I still want to record through here. I'm not recording through the fucking Kinect.
Yeah,
that's awful. But anyways, so we're doing that. Tell us if you have any games in mind on the PC. Or maybe the Xbox One for now that you'd want us to play, and we'll see about doing that for you. And soon, it would have been last week, but now we're going to have to figure out another day for it. We are going to start having a couple people on the show. So yeah, look forward to that. We'll tweet about it. I'll tweet about it. I got to figure it out. I also need to figure out a car. I need to buy a car.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that in a couple days. So, yeah, there you have it. That'll be the show. Yeah?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Thanks for listening.
I would get like, I want to talk to Cup God.
Cup God?
I think. He seems like he'd be a real
cool
dude
guy.
to talk to.
Cool guy. Very, very cool guy. Good at art. Go look at all of the things that at a styrofoam cup on Twitter. Look at all his things. Buy his t-shirts. I bought one.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be shipping in like a week or two, I think.
It's a long time.
They make the shirts there. Like they custom make all the shirts. Because it's a full print. So
Oh yeah.
So they got to make them all and ship them all individually. So that's the thing. Go look at that. Go look at his shirts. And all the other stuff he does, because he's a fun guy. He's a good friend of ours. So yeah, do that. And then also don't cut people's heads off, please.
Yeah.
Just
Happy Halloween.
Don't do that. Yeah. Have a good Halloween. Hope it's nice and spooky. Don't cut anyone's heads off. God damn it.
Nathan, I don't want to see your face, Dick. No.
It looks like it's happy now.
Put it away.
It's
Put
happy
it away.
right now.
Put it. Oh
Look
God.
at him.
It's hideous.
Look, he has a little tongue. He sticks
Stop.
his tongue out.
Good.
Fine. No one ever wants to see my dick.